A Utah man was arrested Tuesday after police said he made more than 2,000 threatening phone calls to members of Congress over a 3-year span. The Associated Press reports Scott Haven is accused of frequently making calls to lawmakers who opposed or were critical of President Trump, threatening some that he would kill them. Charging documents in Haven's case released Wednesday detail the extent of his threatening calls, including a case in which he is accused of telling an unnamed member of Congress that he was standing behind them and ready to shoot him in the head because the Russians want him taken out because he is trying to remove a duly elected president. Haven is charged with interstate transmission of threats to injure. At his first court appearance Wednesday, a judge ordered that Haven remained jailed until the outcome of the case is reached, saying he was also a danger to the community. He called the same unnamed senator's office multiple times in the fall of 2018, threatening the lawmaker, invoking the Second Amendment, and saying we will exercise our Second Amendment right to address Democrat mobs that threaten conservatives, according to court documents reviewed by the AP. None of the lawmakers Haven is accused of threatening were named in the court documents, which is really stupid because why would you not reveal that? Like, what's going to happen if you admit who he was talking about? But I want to focus back on this line right here because I think it's ironic. Okay, so he says, we will exercise our Second Amendment rights to address Democrat mobs that threaten conservatives. Let's zero in a little bit more. Democrat mobs that threaten conservatives. So when you listen to that line and you know that the only person making threats is the person who was saying that their ideology or members of their ideology or whatever are being threatened, whereas he's the only one threatening anyone. It's just like, how do you say that and not instantly realize your own logical fallacy? But I guess that's too above his comprehension skills. What can I say? People take this stuff way too seriously. Like, a guy you've never met before referring to Trump, you're really gonna sit here and make, and I'm not necessarily opposed to people, calling a member of Congress saying, hey, you should vote for this, even if you think they're not going to do it because whatever. But he did all of this for a man that will never meet him, that is not going to go to his trial. Like, in his mind, does he think Trump was going to read this in the news and like, oh, I got to go and head over to Utah and testify on behalf of my biggest supporter in that part of the state, or in that state. That's why I don't get these people who lose their minds for these candidates, because, or rather any celebrity, but most particularly politicians, where they feel the need to go and have like these verbal fights and even physical ones, as he was claiming, because you're not, what do you get out of that? I mean, I don't understand the point of it, but that's the kind of logical thinking that again our subject here is depraved from. I do wish they could name who was in here, because a lot of times I like to point at that as an example of how the media keeps certain people's names up and doesn't talk about other people. So for example, I would say that you have many members of Congress who have done more than AOC, but because people are still stuck in this perpetual shock from June of last year, when she won the primary by surprise, we're going to keep on hearing more about her than anybody else. So I would love to see if she or any other prominent, continuously referenced by the media person was named as one of the people he sent the threatening messages to. And you got to imagine how many people it was if you sent through 2,000. Jesus.